Good morning, distinguished guests, policymakers, industry leaders, and fellow sustainability advocates. It is my honor to open today's forum on Malaysia's renewable energy and sustainability. Joining us today are three panels. The first panel is Ms. Chua Kee Sian, representative from Tenaga Nasional Berhad, TNB. And the second panel is Chew Zining, representative from Maiden Group. And the third panel, Mr. Lee Kok Yong, renewable energy and sustainability industrial expert, acting as our forum's devil's advocate. So socially, we see a demographic shift, a rising generation that values green innovation, ethical consumption, and long-term planetary stewardship. This generation doesn't just want energy, they want clean, fair, and future-ready energy. This isn't just a conversation about energy, it's about transformation. And to understand that transformation, we must look through a strategic lens via the PSETLE framework. So first, politically, Malaysia's commitment to the National Energy Transition Roadmap and Budget 2024 allocation signals strong federal intent. Economically, global volatility and domestic recovery pressures make affordability and investment risk a central concern. Next, technologically, we're entering a golden age of smart grids, solar techs, AI-driven energy systems, and storage innovation. Legally, regulatory updates like enhanced carbon reporting energy performance standards are pushing compliance higher on the boardroom agenda. And last but not least, environmentally, the stakes are undeniable: climate resilience, emission reduction, and biodiversity protection. So each of these factors, macro, micro, are reshaping consumer behavior, stakeholder expectations, and industry standards. Marketing in this space is no longer about promoting products. It's about telling a story of impact, authenticity, and innovation. So today's discussion will unpack all of this. So now we will start the case study from the big players of the industry. So let's begin with panel 1.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Amirul. So hi everyone, I'm Chua. So I'm very glad to represent TNB. So now let's look into the TNB, the Malaysia's largest electricity utility and a key player in energy transition. Okay, now when we think of the TNB, we might still see the mainly generating the power through the coal and gas, right? So, but in the past few years, TNB actually expanding the portfolio into the renewable energy and also the efficiency and grid decarbonization. So this transformation is a strategy response to the government pressure, market demand, and rising ESG expectation from the public. So in short, it's response to the external factors. Yeah, like mentioned by the Amirul, the PESTEL. So TNB actually played an important role in the infrastructure side of the sustainability, building the foundation for the Malaysia clean energy future. So this include invest in the smart grids, EV car, and also the battery storage system, which all help to modernize how power is delivered and used. Yeah, so they are aligned with the key national policies, and especially the National Energy Transition Roadmap, we call it NDR-TR, and NIMP 2030. So also include the 12 Malaysian Plan. So from here you can see that actually TNB position is shaped by the strong political support. Yeah, from the personal perspective, as a national utility, it's directly involved in implement the public energy strategies and also in terms of economic factor pressures, so like rising the global energy prices and inflation, as well as the business want to cut costs and meet their own carbon targets. So these are all pushing the TNB to offer more renewable and energy saving solution. And nowadays, the social also growing awareness of the climate change. And customers are now expecting the TNB to be a part of the solution. So TNB marketing now focus more on the sustainability, trust, and empowerment rather than just supply power. Yeah. And also TNB is introduced the smart meters, like in terms of technology like AI power energy tools and EV infrastructure that I mentioned before. So here we can see that actually customers are no longer just passive users of electricity, but active in managing and generate their own clean energy to meet the market demand. Yeah, so TNB also work within a clear policy and legal framework, and it is the strength to TNB actually. Why I say so? Because for government programs like the NEM, we call it Net Energy Metering, and CREAM, Community Renewable Energy Aggregation Mechanism, which support the effort to promote the customer on renewable and improve the energy access across Malaysia. And of course, when TNB lead this charge, it's not only clean up its own operation, but also help others to do the same to reduce the emission, which benefit to the environment. Yeah, so if we look through the Porter's 5 forces, TNB marketing strategy becomes even clearer. It's face the high buyer power, especially from the large commercial user and regulators who expect the affordable green energy. And nowadays, not just from large independent power producer, but also from the smaller solar players like Celadin. Yeah, and as more people consider alternative like rooftop solar and the self-generation. Yeah, so TNB marketing must focus on building long-term trust, offer the value-added services, and showing how they still is the best choice of the sustainability. Yeah, so that's why we are now seeing a transformation in TNB branding and communication. It's not just about selling the electricity anymore, it's about becoming a clean energy partner. Yeah, so in short, TNB is a great example of how national utilities are being transformed, and not only by the government policy, but also by the customer expectation and market competitors. So PESTEL and also the Porter 5 forces push TNB to change, to think about what customer want and what the environment needs and how to stay competitive.
Alright, okay, so thank you, Ms. Chua, for the insight. So, Mr. Lee, as an industrial expert, do you have any comments regarding the previous explanation by Ms. Chua?
Thank you, our panel, for those insight case study on TNB. Now, let's shift the discussions to the forward-looking strategy. Specifically, what marketing-driven actions can TNB take to prepare in future challenges and tap on the opportunities, especially with the policy like ESG, the upcoming carbon tax, NIMP 2030, and the broader stakeholder expectations in play. TNB, as a Malaysia's largest utilities, the challenge ahead is not just to provide electricity, it is also to lead the country to a cleaner energy futures. There's call for marketing to be strategic, not just a promotional. First, TNB should position as a carbon readiness partner. With a carbon tax set to roll out in 2026, businesses are going to be under pressure to cut the emissions fast.
Yes.
So TNB has a huge opportunity to step into as a trusted guide, a digital portal that helps the companies to calculate their carbon impact, model like energy costs, and assess tailored low carbon solutions like energy audits, grid tariff, and the rooftop solar. TNB able to become the enabler or the first mover of the compliance and saving. Second, TNB should segment as green branding strategy. TNB needs to different the message for different audience. As just now you have mentioned, for urban consumers, we should focus on EV, smart meter, and digital lifestyle. Use the content marketing, influencers, and the campaigns on the modern energy choices. For the rural communities, emphasize should be the energy access and empowerment like community solar projects, microgrids, and affordability. Third, an ESG communications campaign for the investor and to the public. Interactive ESG microsites, behind the scene videos on the clean grids upgrades, thought leaderships linking off by the C-suite. This is crucial to build the market trust and prepare for the green financing instruments. And finally, we should also create an innovation ecosystem aligned with NIMP 2030. TNB can host an energy futures lab. Think of it as a hackathon meet accelerator to source and support the local clean tech idea. It shows that the TNB isn't just adapting, it's driving Malaysia's innovations agenda.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Lee, for the recommendation. So now we pass it to Ms. Chew for the case study for Celadin, please.
Thank you, Mr. Amiru. My name is Chew Jin Ning. I will be presenting our second case study, Celadin Group Berhad, a dynamic and fast-growing player in Malaysia's renewable energy sector. So, Celadin was founded in 2013 as a clean energy solutions provider focused on solar, photovoltaic, biomass, and energy efficiency consulting. They serve primarily SMEs, factories, and commercial buildings, delivering end-to-end EPCC service. Unlike traditional utility-scale providers, Celadin operates within a decentralized energy model, empowering clients to generate their own energy through rooftop solar. This approach supports cost savings, environmental goals, and market inclusion. While Celadin has built a strong position in Malaysia's clean energy space, it still faces several challenges. Firstly, many SMEs still lack awareness of renewable energy benefits. Secondly, the solar EPCC industry is highly competitive. Thirdly, the B2B sales cycle is long and complex. Samaden's strategic directions aligns with the National Energy Transition Roadmap (NETR) and the 12 Malaysia Plan, both of which emphasize private sector leadership in renewable adoption. So their value proposition is enhanced by government incentive like Net Energy Marketing (NEM) and Green Investment Tax Allowance (GITA), which help clients achieve regulatory compliance while reducing energy costs. From a portal's 5 force perspective, firstly, in the face of high industry rivalry, Samaden differentiates itself through value-added service like ESG advisory and energy audits, not just installation. Secondly, given high buyer power, especially among price-sensitive SMEs, they offer tailored solutions and transparent ROI calculators to build trust. Thirdly, with moderate supply power, they strengthen brand reliability by partnering with stable certified suppliers and highlighting supply chain resilience. To address the trade of substitute, they emphasize long-term savings and environmental value over fossil fuel. And finally, their strong project portfolios and licensing credentials serve as proof of credibility in sector with high entry barriers. So in the marketing strategy, Samaden adopts a digital-first B2B-centric marketing approach, especially on platforms like LinkedIn, where they host webinars and publish content on solar ROI, ESG, and policy compliance. They market themselves as a thought leader in Malaysia's clean tech space, not just an installer, but a guide through the energy transition. So, rather than traditional sales promotion, Samaden use education-driven content marketing, publishing case studies, regulatory insights, and cost savings scenarios, which help clients make informed decisions and reduce purchase anxiety. What makes Samaden truly stand out is its dual role, combining technical execution with strategic ESG consultancy. They don't just install panels, they help clients plan, implement, and report their sustainability efforts. By working closely with financial institutions and grant agencies, Samaden makes clean energy accessible for SMEs, who otherwise will lack the capital to invest. So in the conclusion, Samaden is a stand-up example of a homegrown Malaysian renewable energy firm leveraging strong government policy alignment, a highly differentiated value-added service model, and a trust-based marketing strategy. Even in a high competitive and regulatory industry, Samaden proved that strategic positioning supported by portals and pastel frameworks can turn external pressures into marketing advantage. Thank you.
Alright, thank you, Ms. Chiu. So back to Mr. Lee. Do you have anything to add or any suggestions, please?
Thanks for building on that. Let's shift the gear to Samaden, a nimble clean energies players working mainly with SME.
Yes.
First, Samaden should turn the ESG advisory into a core offering. SME wants solar, but they are overwhelmed with all the ESG reportings, carbon disclosure, and regulatory paperwork. So Samaden could offer a complete energy and ESG package, solar panel plus carbon tracking tools, report templates, and to help to securing green tax incentive. Second is we need to lead with education-driven marketing. SME are generally cost-conscious.
Yes.
They need reassurance. So instead of hard selling, Samaden should double down on webinars, blogs, and interactive tools like the ROI calculators. We are talking about Solar Truth Series, a clear, honest content that able to demystify solar costs, show the real client saving, and address the risk perceptions. Third is to lower the financial barrier through green financings and the white label service. Upfront costs are still a huge blocker. So Samaden could work with those banks to market solar listing, sukuk, and grant-backed financings. But here is a twist. Let developers or partner white label the products. Lastly is build Samaden an academy to grow green talent. Offer online training, internships, and career pathway. Brilliant for both of you. Thank you. TNB and Samaden are at different scale, but both can use strategic marketing to respond to the carbon pricing, government policy, the shift in the stakeholder expectations.
Alright. Okay, thank you to our panelists and industry experts. So ladies and gentlemen, as we close today's sessions, I'd like to reflect on a key takeaway that has emerged across our conversation. The urgent need for alignment between strategic vision, sustainable innovation, and marketing positioning. Tenaga Nasional Berhad (TNB), as Malaysia's largest electricity utility, is playing a pivotal role in reshaping the national energy agenda through its sustainable roadmap and commitment to decarbonization. TNB is not just supplying energy, it is shaping energy narratives, repositioning itself as a trusted leader in clean transition. On the other hand, Semaiden Group represents the specialized solution-driven side of the value chain. Its strength lies in its technical depth, project execution, and its ability to tailor solar and biomass solutions to both industrial and commercial clients. What unites both TNB and Semaiden is their ability to leverage environmental value creation as a brand asset. So in closing, the future of Malaysia's renewable energy sector will depend not only on technology or policy, but on how well companies communicate purpose, build trust, and create value beyond the kilowatt. Thank you for your attention, and let's continue driving Malaysia's green momentum forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.